So we're going to start off with dry ingredients. So what are we using? Dry ingredients.
So you've got your flour.
So 2.5 cups.
2.5 cups of flour. That's right.
You can use whatever flour you like. We love using Red Fife flour. It's a local flour, Peterborough. It's a little
Very
hardier.
high in fiber.
Yeah, high in fiber. And it's a little hardier, so if you don't mind that, but it's a delicious flour. You can blend it too with like an unbleached all-purpose if you want it a little mixed, a little lighter. So we're gonna put that in, and then
Half a cup of cocoa.
half a cup of cocoa. So this is gonna give us a really nice chocolatey flavor, and
Maybe mask the taste of the zucchini. Although zucchini is very mild
Yeah,
and tasty.
but it gives us a really nice chocolatey flavor there.
We're getting some beautiful antioxidants and polyphenols from the chocolate, which again may have some heart health benefits and is being researched in cancer as well.
So 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder and 1 teaspoon baking soda.
I don't know if I got it right. They're both going in. Anyways.
We're going to add some cinnamon, about a teaspoon.
Yes, cinnamon.
Half a teaspoon of salt.
I heard someone whispering about cinnamon that it's good for diabetes. Yes, so there is some research that it can help to control your blood sugar.
All right. So
Half
we're
a
gonna.
cup of walnuts too.
Oh yes, the walnuts
Yeah.
as well. You got any sort of nuts in there.
Mix
Some
that.
anti-inflammatory omega-3 fatty acids from our walnuts.
Now we're on to the.
That's all your dry. So now
That's
we're
your
going to do
dry.
the wet ingredients.
So wet.
3 eggs. A 1/4.
3 eggs. Hold on, I gotta do this. Not that
That's right.
fast. Okay, so 3 eggs.
So now we're going to substitute a cup of oil for a cup of applesauce. That's
So
the way I've modified the.
It's an awesome trick
Yeah.
for reducing the fat content.
It's
So
and it's funny because I mean, growing up, you would think the traditional recipes they're hard and true. You can't really modify. But I think I learned a lot of the modifications. I used to experiment all the time. Applesauce, yeah.
Yeah.
So unsweetened applesauce, grocery store.
Instead of oil. Instead
Yeah,
of oil.
buy it at the grocery store. You can make your own, absolutely, if you want. But it's easier probably if you just get unsweetened. So we're gonna mix that
it
in there.
replaces. It helps to make your cakes moist
Mm-hmm.
without needing to add as much oil and fat.
So mix that, and then
And so a 1/4 cup honey, and now
Honey.
we're also changing that up because the recipe called for 2 cups of sugar.
yeah, that's
So
too much sugar.
now we're replacing that with a 1/4 cup of honey, and it works quite well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Quite a reduction
Yeah.
in the sugar. You're getting some sweetness from the applesauce, of course, but with the honey, you're also getting some antioxidants there as well. And it's lower on the glycemic index than sugar is. So it doesn't raise your blood sugar as much, which is a good thing in terms of cancer prevention and helping to prevent cancer from growing. We don't want to have high insulin levels as a result of getting too much sugar.
So vanilla, a little bit of vanilla in there.
So now you put in your
2 cups
of shredded zucchini.
shredded
Yeah.
zucchini. So we've used pretty much the entire zucchini at this point.
You can put the flour on top of your zucchini bread once it's done.
Yes.
The flours, from a nutrition standpoint, they contain vitamin C. They also have potassium as well as folate. So potassium is good for helping to lower your blood pressure. Folate is needed for healthy red blood cells. And the vitamin C, of course, is an antioxidant and is needed to promote wound healing and also for healthy bones and skin.
And this is orange zest. It just goes really well with zucchini.
Well, it goes well with cocoa too.
And goes well with
Chocolate
cocoa,
and
yes.
orange, I think, are a pretty
Oh,
nice
yeah.
combination. Yeah.
Wonderful.
So
So we're
that's
packing
good.
in the flavor so that we can save on the fat and sugar.
And now we're going to slowly mix it in. Do you want to stir and I'll pour?
We usually do that into that, don't you?
Oh no, I go the other way.
Oh, okay. Go for it.
You can go whichever way you want. I like doing the dry into the. Did you put the vanilla in? Yes, the vanilla. Yes. And again, it's up to you. Those are more flavor enhancers. You can customize. I mean, if you don't like vanilla, you don't have to use it. But yeah. So slowly mix it in. If it's a little lumpy, you can always, strain your flour through a little sieve beforehand. I usually don't have time for that, and I don't care. I just throw it all in.
You might get a
Roll
cocoa lump,
Yeah.
which is fine.
Cool. So just mix it well. Now we're going to put it into our baking pan. We've you can grease it ahead of time. What I find a little trick is if you grease the pan, and this is just like a regular baking pan, it's not any special nonstick, add some ground nuts to the bottom. So these are just the ground almonds, the ground walnuts. And then you can just shake it around and it'll stick. Put the rest in here.
Sure.
And it gives you a little coating on the bottom, and it acts as a really nice non-stick. So it'll prevent the cake from sticking to the bottom or the bread, and then it'll pop right out.
So you said those were almonds?
These are ground walnuts, but anything, ground nuts. Any ground nuts, ground almonds.
Very cool.
And that's it. So the batter's going to go in. You can use a smaller pan.
Or a loaf pan.
Or a loaf pan, yeah. And you can make more of like a thick loaf bread. Yeah, like a loaf bread.
Or you could turn it into muffins.
Or muffins.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
See,
Great
just
breakfast.
full of multiple. We could have done 17 recipes with zucchini today, but just don't have the time. So that's it. And that takes
What did we say?
about an hour?
Yeah, 1 hour, yeah.
1 hour.
At 350.
350 in the oven. And where did I put it? This is how it comes out. And because of that cocoa powder, it comes out
Oh,
really,
wow.
really nice and dark and rich. Yeah.